Okay, well, thank you all for coming on very short notice. It was not intended to be this short, but sometimes negotiations take a little longer than expected. This one did, but I think the ending is what we all wanted. And so we're very pleased to announce, well, first let me introduce people here, I'm sorry. To my immediate right is Assemblywoman Pam Hunter. Pam was very instrumental in raising funds for this beautiful new arena and this beautiful room we're standing in right now, the All Who Serve Club. To my immediate left is Chairman of the Ledge, Ryan McMahon, who in, I think, less than 2 weeks will be our new county executive, and we've worked very closely with Ryan for the last several years and has been a tremendous supporter. And to my far left, Matt Hollander, who's new to a lot of people here, who's been a great addition to the arena. He's the general manager for SMG, and he's our day-to-day contact, and a guy who comes with a lot of experience and a lot of talent. So we're glad to have everyone here. As I mentioned, we just went through a very long negotiation. We are thrilled, beyond thrilled, to announce that the Syracuse Crunch and the county and SMG have just agreed and signed a new 12-year lease, long-term lease, to keep hockey in this market and to keep Syracuse Crunch in this beautiful new facility. I would be remiss if I didn't thank some other people who aren't here today, from another gentleman who was instrumental in raising funds for the upgrades to this facility, State Senator John DeFrancisco, our county executive, our current county executive, Joni Mahoney, who has been an ally of ours from the day she took office, and a real strong supporter. And then a guy who really doesn't like to get the credit and will often ask me never to mention his name, but who was in the trenches for months and who really has his fingerprints all over our lease and this building, and that's the Deputy County Executive Bill Fisher, who is traveling today to Yale. I think he's celebrating his college lacrosse career, which I was surprised to learn, but I guess Bill was a pretty good athlete back in the day.
Well, I don't think video went that far back, Howard, so I don't think we can.
But we have the 8mm on him.
That's the story, at least. It's
so
a history.
It's a great moment for us. You know, we've talked for a long time about the renovations needed in the building. It's wonderful that the Ledge stepped up, Assemblywoman Hunter, Senator DeFrancisco, the state, the county, and it proves that when you come together as a community, good things happen. And for us, we felt it was important. We had a 6-year lease remaining, but the fact that this commitment was made was instrumental and important for us to make the commitment for 12 years. And we had no problem doing it. It took a while, but where we are today and tomorrow, we dropped the puck for our 25th home opener. And I could tell you 25 years ago in 1994, I didn't have any gray hair. Vance had hair. Jim Sorosi was about 80 pounds lighter. 80? At least. And, but it's a wonderful moment. It really made all what we went through worthwhile. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce our incoming county executive, Ryan McMahon, to say a few words.
Sure. And thank you, Howard, and to your team. And I think, you know, success has many authors, and for this project, when we started talking about the improvements at the War Memorial, which will be showcased very well tomorrow night, we talked about a commitment to the community and how we could put this concept of a long-term commitment from the Crunch, who are a class organization, who, as you know, teamed up with one of the best organizations in NHL hockey for another 6 years, I believe, right?
7 years.
7 years.
Yeah.
And we asked our partner, SMG, to start working on a lease negotiation. We talked to our other partners in the state about how to put together a renovation plan that worked. And that's a model that I think we are using here and we'll be using with other professional venues too. But this is a great day. I can't wait for tomorrow night. Howard's right. Joni Mahoney has been a tremendous supporter. My colleagues at the legislature have been tremendous supporters. Bill Fisher really enjoys getting into these projects and has done a great job as well. But Howard, thank you for your commitment to the community and your team. The community loves the Crunch. They love you. They love Jim. They love Mr. Lederman back there. And this is a great day. 12 more years of AHL hockey, and you're going to have a state-of-the-art facility to watch these games in. Thank you.
Thank you.
One of our partners that you can't get these things done at the local level if you want to do something big. You need your partners in state government to step in and help. And people don't know this, but I was a city councilor for a while. One of the votes I actually took was to vote my friend onto the city council at the time, and that was Pam Hunter. And so Pam has had success at the council, and she's now had success in the assembly. And Pam was a very instrumental partner in helping us get the improvements done to the arena, but also really what you see here today with this great tribute to our veterans as well. So Pam, thank you.
Thank you. Congratulations to you.
Thank you.
About a year ago, I had a conversation with Senator DeFrancisco, and I said, the War Memorial sits in our district. What can we do to be helpful? I know that there were outstanding conversations with you in the county. Was this going to be a long-term situation? How could we move forward creating something that everyone would love? That would be great for the Crunch. Obviously, that would be great for the veterans as well. Being a veteran myself, this is obviously very important to be able to get it right for veterans in our community. And I know the advisory council to the county ledge, working with you all to make this wonderful room truly a success has been very important. Happy to have been able to provide capital dollars for this, and I look forward to all veterans being able to come up here to use this room, and more importantly, be able to bask in the glory of the revitalized War Memorial. So congratulations to you and to the county, and I look forward to the game tomorrow.
Thank you. Thank you. I want to add something because I had not met Pam until last year. We hosted an event, and I think it might have been your first hockey game. I wasn't sure.
No, but I stayed to the end.
But she was rocking and rolling on the stage. You were getting into it pretty good. But before I introduce Matt, I just wanted to say one thing. And so I'm usually up here. Well, during the off season, I'm up here once a week. And I was fortunate enough. My wife dragged me away to Italy for 13 days. So it was about a 3.5 week period where I didn't get up here. So during that time, Jim kept sending me pictures of the upgrades, and they look great. But he said, "You gotta come up. You're not gonna believe it." And then when I spoke to Bill, and we were finalizing the lease agreement, he said, "Well, I really want to be the one that walks you up here. When are you coming up here next?" I said, "Well, I'm up here on Friday." And then he told me about this lacrosse deal that we were all shocked about, right? Mm-hmm. When I got up here this morning, I walked up with Jim and Vance, and this room had been completed, and I walked into the suites. And I think I mentioned about a month ago when we announced our affiliation extension that I've been fortunate to be in suites in other buildings and other stadiums. And even back then when I walked into suites that were really not even close to being finalized, the view looked great, right? But the suite wasn't done. Yeah. But when I walked in this morning, I really had a wow moment. And when you're in sports, and I've been professionally, I'm going on 40 years, which ages me, but it gives you an opportunity to have some perspective. And, am I partial to this building? I absolutely am. But these are the finest suites, and it's really a credit to what you all have done, that you've done it in a first-class way. And Pam, you mentioned the veterans, and that's so important to us. And we mentioned in our last press event that when we finally get this naming rights deal done, that we as an organization are creating a fund to help local veterans year after year after year, because that can't be forgotten. So this really took me aback this morning when I walked up here, when my plane finally arrived an hour late, which is typical. But I just wanted to point that out. And now I'd like Matt to say a few words on behalf of SMG, and he's in charge of running this, so we're going to make sure it looks as good as it does today, 12 years from now.
Yes.
Absolutely. Well, as Howard said when he introduced me, this is will be my first season working with the Syracuse Crunch, and I couldn't be more excited than to today put my signature on the lease extension, sit down with Howard for what I think is going to be the best years of the relationship between the Crunch and the city of Syracuse and this venue. As an operator, one of the things that's really important is having the right tools to do a great job and create a fantastic experience for the visitors to the venue. Well, we have all of the right tools here now. We've got amazing new technology, so the video presentation is going to be amazing for every fan that comes in to check out a Crunch game. This experience up here for the suite holders will be unique and special, and I also had a wow factor, and as a building operator, those are hard to come by anymore. In this space here where we're meeting right now, as a home for events for our veteran community, a place where they can have meetings, a place that is their own, and we're very excited to have these tools. But as an operator, probably the most important tool is a relationship with a primary tenant that is as popular, as well received, and as much of a great partner as the Syracuse Crunch is to us and to this community. I've had the benefit of working in other markets with the AHL franchise. I think the relationship that exists here is unique and special, certainly around the league, and I got to experience that from the outside. I'm very excited to be able to experience it from the inside in the years to come.
Thank you. So we'll take any questions as a group, or if you want to do any one-on-ones with anyone on the podium, we're certainly all available. Does anybody have any questions?
I was curious, is this an additional 6 years to the 6 years that was already, so it's 12 total, or it's 18, 6 plus an additional 12?
It's a new 12-year lease.
Got it.
So the existing 6-year basically was ripped up, and it's a new lease that's effective now.
You mentioned the naming rights thing. Is there any update on that?
The only update I can give you is we're working with the county. We are down the road. We feel fairly far with one potential partner, and we're going to certainly update Ryan now. Now that he's will be in that county executive position, but I don't want to get too optimistic, but there is some optimism for sure.
What's the need to renegotiate the lease at this time?
That was part of
I'll
it.
give
That
that
was
to-
us.
yeah.
So we're remember when we're spending, this is the public's money, and to invest in this building without having a long-term commitment the way that we did, and we've made, Howard could tell you over the years, we've invested in the locker rooms, bringing the ice to the compliance needed for the league. We invest yearly, but we weren't going to invest $8.5 million of the public's money without a long-term commitment. And so we always knew the Crunch wanted to be here. We have the best fans in hockey, as Howard tells you all the time, and this is really about the public and the fans, and making sure that we all can be friends for another 12 years.
At least.
Yep.
Howard, obviously, as Ron just mentioned, this is based on the renovations and kind of the agreement with the county. How fitting is it that the eve of your 25th home opener, you've got this agreement that keeps you here until 2030 with that?
Well, as Ryan knows, we would have liked to have got the agreement done, not the eve of,
Yeah.
but these things there are a lot of moving parts, right? And we both parties wanted to make sure, I think, that to use a cliche, every T is crossed and I is dotted. I mean, you're looking at a 12-year commitment. We wanted to make sure that it was right, and they wanted to make sure that it was right and fair. And I think none of us would have signed if it wasn't. So year 25, I think it's a coincidence, really, that the renovation happened then.
Right.
But I'll take those coincidences. What do they call that? Serendipity? Is that what it is, right? Serendipitous, right? And I was an English major in college. I think I get that right.
Well done.
Ryan, are you taking place on executive, or is that still?
Yeah, I was appointed as county executive by my colleagues Joni, in her resignation letter, has 30 days since once you put in your letter, there's 30 days by law where you have to vacate the office. November 1st would be our start date based off of that. If Joni starts her new job sooner, that may happen sooner.
So incoming is still appropriate for.
You know, it's funny. People ask what to call me, and I just call me Ryan. You know, that's the chairman, because I'm still the chairman of the legislature until I resign from my office there. So